Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Resources. Minister, we just heard the Premier deny that the logging industry is after the TFA second tranche reserves. But it's clear that the Forest Industries Association, whose members were paid tens of millions of dollars to get out of logging high conservation value carbon banking forests, are now lining up to get back in them. An industry delegation was seen heading up to your office yesterday. National media reports suggest the focus of the industry's pitch to you to reopen reserve value forests that were independently assessed and undoubtedly restart forest conflict is 664,000 hectares that they've already identified they want to get into. Minister, what is the nature of your discussions with the Forest Industries Association, and where are those 64,000 hectares of carbon sink forests they want to clear, fell and burn in a time of climate emergency?
Thank you. We'll have the Honourable Minister for Primary Industries and Water.
Here. Eyes down, Labor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Member for Clark and Leader for the Greens for the question. Wonderful to be able to talk about forestry and the clear response of the Hodgman majority Liberal government to rebuild the forest industry since the Labor Green government, when you were there with the Labor colleagues, hand in hand, hands around each other, walking hand in hand, killing off the forest industry. What happened? 2 out of 3 jobs, Madam Speaker, while Labor and the Greens were in government, lost their jobs. The industry was decimated, taken to its knees, Madam Speaker, taken to its knees. 2 out of 3 jobs, 4,000 jobs across Tasmania, rural and regional areas, their jobs were lost.
That's a lie.
That is a great shame. And guess what, Madam Speaker? The people of Tasmania sent a message. They said, we want to rebuild the industry. We want to back the Hodgman majority government, and that's what they did in spades in 2014, Madam Speaker, and then the next election, Madam Speaker. So we have a mandate to rebuild the forest industry. So why do you think it's a surprise? Is this a surprise that the timber community and representatives of the timber industry want to speak with the Minister for Resources, want to speak with members of the Hodgman majority government, because they want to rebuild and continue to rebuild the forest industry, Madam Speaker, and we've got runs on the board. And of course this question is coming from the Leader for the Greens, whose policy is to put out of work more than 1,000 Tasmanians. They want to halt, they want to close native forest harvesting in Tasmania. That is the Greens policy. The question is, what does Labor think about that policy?
Into a carbon bank.
Madam Speaker, let's make it very clear. We have plans to continue sustainable growth of our forest industry.
Minister.
Some respect. Standing Order 45, Madam Speaker. I know that the Minister has just pressed that auto-loop speech that he gives, but we want to know about your discussions with the Forest Industry Association and where those 64,000 hectares are. Please answer the question.
Right, now I'm just going to make a point with these Standing Order 45s. I'm just going to extend the Minister's time by a minute for that interjection. Thank you, because that's not a point of order.
Well, perhaps you could do
but he's already up to 3.3 minutes. So, Minister, you've got
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I really appreciate your observations and ruling in that regard, because that was an unnecessary interjection by the Greens member, Madam Speaker. Let's make it very clear. The Premier has answered it very thoroughly already in this place. In terms
Ms O'Connor, please, I'm trying to hold off giving you another warning.
In terms of the future production forest, it is a wood bank.
It is not.
It is a wood bank, Madam Speaker. It is a sustainable growth.
It's a carbon bank.
Productive forest, Madam Speaker, and it is a wood bank. It is not how the Greens describe it.
Ms O'Connor, warning too.
How the Greens describe it, Madam Speaker. And we have interest. Of course there's interest, but let me make it clear, we continue to engage with the stakeholders in this place. But so far there have been no proposals to access this resource presented to government government. However, we note the interest of industry and we welcome it. Guess what?
you met with the Wilderness
interest
Society?
of industry because they create jobs. They are a sustainable industry. Wood, Madam Speaker,
No, they
is
take
sustainable.
money
It's
from
renewable.
Dr. Woodruff,
Madam Speaker.
warning number
It's the
2.
ultimate renewable, and we love it. Wood is good. Wood is good, Madam Speaker. And
Wood is good in
the
the
sooner the
ground.
Greens know about, the better. The question, Madam Speaker, is what about Labor? What about the Labor opposition? What is their position with respect to this wood bank? They have been deathly silent. I want to know, the Minister, my shadow Minister, what is the position? Do you support the
Order.
one, that wood is good. Two, it's sustainable. And three, that this future production forest is, FPPF land is sustainable, is renewable and is a wood bank. This is the question, Madam Speaker. You signed the agreement with the Greens to lock it up. You did. You signed it. The Tasmanian people sent a message. They said, rip it up, no more lockups. Madam Speaker, the Tasmanian public can be very clear, no more lockups on our side. The question is, what is the position of the Labor opposition, Madam Speaker? Do they support the fact that wood is good and this is a wood bank? Yes or no?